It is Thursday. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon here, and heading to get some salt. We had a little bit of snow last night, maybe half an inch, but it was cold. I want to say when I got in the truck this morning, it was somewhere between 3 and 6 degrees. It was cold. Truck almost didn't want to start this morning, had it plugged in. I'm going to get my voltmeter out when I get out to the shop and ohm out my block heater. Something tells me that either the plug is taking a crap on this thing or something else is going on. I got juice at my outlet and juice in my cord, so not sure what was going on there, but it started like the block heater wasn't even plugged in. But thankfully I had new batteries and I let the truck warm up a good 15-20 minutes. It was actually late getting out this morning, but we only had to salt, so it wasn't as big of a deal as if I was plowing snow. Could actually get in and get the salting done pretty quick. So you know it's cold when the roads look like that. The roads are as white as the snow on the side of the road. Not much here, of course, but it's a real dry snow. It says it's 18 degrees out now, which I don't know that I believe that. It may be 15 degrees. With the plow on, sometimes it's hard to tell whether you're getting an accurate reading from the thermometer. So I'm going to get some salt and I'm going to check that block heater out. I know the glow plugs are working. The glow plug relay was changed. And I checked the harness just to make sure that they were getting power. Anything short of actually ohming out all the glow plugs and seeing where they're at. Once it fired, it smoothed off pretty quick, but it was just getting it to fire. I probably cranked on it for a good 15 seconds, 12 seconds this morning. A lot of people will say, well, turn your key off and turn it back on to cycle the glow plugs a second time. Well, on the older trucks that's true, but on the newer ones, that depending on the air temperature outside, that information is sent to the computer, and the glow plugs actually, even though the wait to start light is out, the glow plugs are actually still energized, and you can tell that pretty easily driving down the road. I've actually done this test before and hooked up a voltmeter and a set of long leads and brought the voltmeter inside the truck and clipped it off to the glow plug relay to see if it was actually sending juice out. And when it's real cold, I mean, they might run for a minute, and you can also tell if you got your lights on or if your vehicle has a voltmeter gauge in the dash, a voltage gauge. Your lights will get brighter when they shut off because they draw a huge amount of amperage. And I also did the test where I hooked the voltmeter to it just to see if they were working inside the truck, because it's hard to see from outside sometimes, as far as standing there, especially when it's cold. Plus I wanted to drive the vehicle and check them when I thought that was my problem. I'm pretty confident at this point that I either have a high pressure oil pump leak a little bit because this truck gets some oil down in the valley, or I have high pressure oil lines that are dripping or something like that and not allowing it to build up pressure to the head as fast as it should. That explains the extended crank. It does it more so when the truck's warm. No, it's never more than, double a standard cranking time. It's usually pretty quick no matter what, but it's nowhere near as fast as my 2000 model. This is an 02, but it doesn't have the miles that this truck does. It only has about half the miles that this one does. This one's got like 120, and I think the dump's got like 56 on it or 57. But that doesn't always tell the tale. This truck has had injector cups put in it. It was leaking fuel into the coolant, or oil into the coolant, whatever you want to say. And those were done when my buddy had the truck, and he re-O-ringed all the injectors when he had them out. So I really don't suspect that to be the case, but the honest truth may be that he didn't O-ring all the injectors. He may have only repaired a couple and told me he did them all. I hope that's not the case, because there's really no point when you have all this shit torn off this truck to not pop all 8 injectors out and O-ring them. They all buzz test good, and when this truck fires up, you get just a little teeny bit of white smoke when it's real bitter cold out, but as soon as the intake air heater comes on, that white smoke goes away within like 4 seconds. So I don't believe that any of that is really the underlying issue to why this truck has the extended crank. I believe it's a high pressure oil situation because of all the oil laying in the valley. Now, it's not horrible. The truck doesn't show that it uses oil, but it must leak just enough that over time it puddles up in there. You know, you might have a couple ounces of oil in there, maybe an ounce or two, but that's too much. Shouldn't be leaking oil at all. So, well, that's what I got for right now. I'll bring you back when I get to the shop and throw the old ohms test on that block heater plug, and we'll see if we can't figure out what's going on with that. Talk to you in a bit. Guys, I'll take you along for a little ride here. We're going to get some salt. Just getting ready to back in to get loaded right now, so you can see how we have to do this with the old salt spreader on. Sometimes I bring the dump truck and just get a whole entire pallet loaded, but we'll just throw these off by hand right in the bed of the truck. Oh, calendar, thank you. so there you guys go. That little quickie snippet of loading the salt. That's how we got to do it. So get you guys out of the tripod here. All right, I'll bring you back in a minute. We got the digital multimeter here. I've got the scale set to ohms, and we're going to see what we come up with here testing this plug. So I can do this efficiently here. Interesting, it says open loop. It tells me one thing. We got a bad cord set or a bad block heater, one of the two. Let's just double check. I'm going to hook these two together. Try it one other way. I'm pretty sure I need to be checking both the hot side and the common side of this, but we'll go to ground just in case. I don't think that's, yeah, interesting. I think our cord set may have shit out on us, fellas, because we're getting nothing. So I will bring you back here in a minute when I figure something. Continuing on, this is next day on this video, but I actually went home and tested the wire to the block heater on the Super Duty, and I've actually got a complete circuit by probing the wires behind the plug. So I have bought a new plug here, and this one actually, I don't know if we can see it, but it's clear, and it's got a red light and a green light in it to show if there's a ground fault. A green light means good to go, so that means that we'll actually see if our receptacle is getting power, or our plug for that matter. So we're going to go ahead and install this plug right here, but I will show you guys kind of how to do that. I'm going to, when I slip the wire through, it's got, you can see in there, there's a little rubber grommet of sorts. I'm probably going to pack the inside of this plug either with grease or put some silicone in it, and try and keep it somewhat watertight in the back of these connections. What I may do is put the wires in to their respective spots. And for those of you who don't know how to wire up one of these plugs, the green terminal is always the neutral ground, the safety ground, usually bare copper wire. When you're working with Romex. The gold terminal on the right here is your black or your hot feed, and the silver terminal is your common feed, which is usually the white wire. This is a 110 15 amp plug with the straight blades, and it's grounded. Now when I go to disassemble the other plug, I'll actually see which wire is going to which side, because after showing you what it looks like here in a second, I get the old tripod out and all that good stuff so I can have all my goodies together. Get the old hat on here. I just got my hair cut too, so I don't want to be freezing to death out here. It's about 20 degrees out, so we'll go ahead and go outside. Alright, I'll put this plug in my pocket here, get it out of the way. Alright, now pull the cover off of this. So I'm going to look at this plug, and the terminal that's on my left side will be my hot feed. The terminal that's on my right side will be my common feed, and then the neutral safety ground will be the bottom feed on the new plug. So I'll just kind of disassemble that and see where it went, and I'll bring you guys back in a few minutes. First thing I'm going to do here is I am going to actually cut this old plug off. and I'm going to leave myself, I don't know how much I want to take off here. Maybe we'll get that back. It's a little rough up in here, so I'm going to probably cut it about there. And I believe, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but I'm actually going to strip this into 3 separate wires here. And we're going to definitely double check to see which wire is which. I'm actually going to disassemble this plug. I may not have to. Okay. So the green wire was the center wire. These 2 outside wires, one's got writing on it. I believe that is going to be maybe it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, look at how, I don't know if you guys can see it, look how black that wire is right there. So that may have been our bad spot. Alright, so we got that stripped back. I believe that once I dissect this plug, that I'll be able to see which side went to where. So let's go ahead and take this inside where the wind's not blowing on us. It sure would have been nice if these would have been individually wrapped in here, but we know which one the ground is. So I'm going to, I guess, take a hacksaw, and I'm going to cut the top of this open and fold it sideways and make sure that this wire on the right goes to this right terminal and the one on the left goes to the left. So I'll be back in a second. This plug dissected back far enough to really see what's going on. The one on the left here with the, I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of white writing on it. That is definitely going to the left terminal or the silver terminal on the new plug, and the gold terminal will be the one on the right, and the green is of course the ground. So we're going to go ahead and take this out and get it installed. And in light of saving a few moments of camera time, I've already gone ahead and stripped this wire back. Now, this plug that's kind of a little cover doesn't fit real well, but I'm going to go ahead and slip it on there first, just because I do want to try and use it. I'm going to give these wires a little twist also, so that when they go into their terminal, that they won't spread apart. I don't know how well you guys can see this, I'm probably right in the way. And then next, I'm going to put the sheath of the plug on there. I've got to loosen it up a little bit. For the strain relief. I should be able to get that to go through there. Probably should have fed the wires through before I stripped them, but it's definitely not as easy with the old snowplow on here. Let me just take this strain relief all the way off for the moment here, so I can see what the heck's going on. Put that in my pocket. I'll go ahead and get these fed through. again, the one with the writing on the sheathing is going to the silver terminal. Oh, it's cold out here. It's like 15 degrees. I gotta find a wire cutter. Stand by. Trim this little chunk of insulation off the side of here where it didn't rip very straight. Okay. Writing to the silver terminal. Sure that's bottomed out in its spot there. And the one with no writing going to the gold terminal. Alright, and last but not least, the green safety ground. We'll go to the green screw on the bottom, or the ground. And then we're going to take the digital voltmeter and set to the ohm scale and double check that this thing is indeed doing what it's supposed to. I'm going to set it so it beeps so that you know. So we are getting what we need. Turn that off. And that should be it. So what I'm going to do next, before I go putting any silicone or anything crazy in there to seal that up, you guys can still see what the heck's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and put the clamp on that. I'm going to actually plug it in and see if it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Figure out what I did with my screwdriver here. Of course, my little grommet pushed right out of the back. We'll tuck that in here after a bit. Alright, I'll turn you back on in a second when I plug this in and see if we're getting heat. Got the extension cord plugged in, and I don't know if the camera will focus. There we go. Got a green light. That's good to go. Means we don't have a ground fault somewhere. Everything's hooked up right. And basically, I'm just going to finish putting the cable clamp on the back of this, and we're going to put some, I think you guys can see the wires in there. We're going to stuff some silicone in there, maybe. So we don't want water in this plug. You can see the way that that little grommet goes around that, it's not a real great fit. So either I'll put silicone there or stuff silicone in the plug, and we should be good to go. We'll have a block heater again. So thanks for watching this simple little repair, and I'll keep you updated if something happens. But when I ohmed it out against the two terminals of the plug, I'll unplug it here for a second. Basically, you set your voltmeter across the gold and the silver prong on the plug. Set your scale to ohms, and as long as that is showing about 15 ohms, 14, 15 ohms, you're good to go. That's in the range. Also, you can set it for a continuity test. As long as there's continuity through those two prongs, chances are you probably have a working unit. So that's that, and hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you on the next